Europa League Semi Finals, Leg 1 and Leg 2 in the same episode. Now, that is because I recorded the episodes, but my microphone wasn't working. Or I forgot to turn it on, one or the other. But yeah, so you will be seeing the games of Leg 1 and Leg 2, and I will be talking over them and giving you a bit of a highlights package about what's going on. I'm really sorry about that it's going to be like this, but it's still Leg 1, Leg 2. Roll the intro. So the first leg we were away in Germany, and just to prove that this wasn't faked or anything like that, there is me, I'm still live on the video chatting away but with no sound. So we lined up in our 4-2-3-1 formation and Landers had to come in at left back because Juan Tapia is now injured for 2 months and will miss the whole season running, which is a nightmare. Luis Carlos came in to hold in midfield, or the ball-winning midfield spot, because Mustafa was out suspended. But we lined up with Bacola in goal, Coates, Ricardo, Pavlin, Landers at the back four, Lopez and Carlos in the middle, Cespedes, Lovric and Aitama sitting behind Alex Cardos in what is a very attacking formation, but we just had to see how it would go. Red Bull Leipzig lined up in a 4-2-3-1 with a big space in midfield, and their right back appearing to be quite attacking, Mr. Buck. Their key player was Karuma. Here we are looking at their goalkeeper, because I wanted to have a quick look at how he's been doing. 41 he conceded in 31 games, but they had just bought him for 18 million, so they obviously thought he was pretty good. I noticed his first touch was between 7 and 10, so I wanted to exploit it. We went into the opposition instructions, and this is quite rare, because normally I skip this bit, and you get to see it. Well, we just go straight to the kickoff, but this is what I normally do. I apply the assistant's advice and then go through and decide what I want to do. In this case, I wanted to pressurise their goalkeeper because his first touch was poor, and I wanted to make sure their wingers didn't get any time on the ball. So we were closing them down, tackling hard, and showing them onto their weaker foot, just us completely stopping them to play, not allowing them to play at all. And then from there, go into the team talk and standard get as much green on the board as we can. I went in and assertively, I think, told them to, I can't remember what I told them to do now, because obviously I'm recording this back once I found out that the sound wasn't working, and I think I just said, go out there and impress me and everyone, and then the I have faith stuff to get the green on the board. There was only one person who wasn't interested, and it was Aitama, who only listened keenly, but still, they all looked very up for the game, and from there, we went and cracked on and got on with it. So the game got underway. Well, I could do this live and try and commentate it, but I know what happened, so I'm going to use it as a sort of highlight package. You can see the other semi-final going on, Olympic Lyonnais v FC Porto, 0-0, and we'll have to see how that one goes out and see who will be drawn together in the final. Do we make it, or do Leipzig put themselves in a good position to get through? We started the game pretty well, and we'll be back for the first meaningful highlight. So Cardos is tackled on the halfway line. Buck picks it up. It goes into Beer. Beer turns back to Jakowski. Karam picks it up. Their key player back to Kelsey. Lopez robs him really well. Out to Cespedes on the right hand side. He runs at his man. Cuts in field, beats him, keeps the ball as he beats two players. Cardos, infield to Lovric, shoots, what a save from Muravovic. Fatih Aden clears the ball that was put back across. And Leipzig live to live another day. That's not the phrase I'm going for. Live to fight another day is the phrase I'm going for. Lads, thank everyone who's watching, boys, girls, parents, kids, anyone. Thank you so much for watching this series so far, and let's hope that we can go on to European glory. But here come Leipzig on attack. Buck puts the ball in, Bacola with an easy catch. And the game started very, very frantically. Now, I've realised this is a very odd way for me to do this video. And I can only apologise that the microphone didn't work. I forgot to turn it on. I think something actually went wrong in OBS and it accidentally deleted my audio input device from all of my settings on OBS. So I didn't realise. But we started well. We did go. It was pretty even 20 minutes into the game. And then we just it was a very to and fro game. Aitama got in. Cardos shoots just wide. Probably should have been the opportunity. I'm going to try and not cover up the original face cam so you can see the reactions that I have during these two games. And it's just so bloody annoying that it's happened on two crucial games like this. Really, really annoying. But we'll stick with it and we'll see what we can do. So we tick down towards half time. There's only 5 minutes to go. Pretty close, tense game in the first half as Bacola tips over a good header there. Well, the commentary said he should have scored, which I thought was a bit unlucky. But Boucher puts a corner in, so we get it clear. Cespedes brings it away. And 5 minutes before half time, we see if we can launch a counter-attack, but Luis Carlos's pass is pretty poor. And we have some poor performers, as I'm just pointing out on the screen, so I timed that well. It's Lovric, Cardos and Ricardo aren't playing well. So I got a little bit stuck in. I said I was happy with the performance. We are away after all, and then I just told them that I have faith and they can improve as the game goes on. We didn't make any subs at half-time, kept it as it is going into the second half because we weren't playing too badly. And I was just saying there that we'll keep an eye on Lovric because I've got a Chleld on the bench that can replace him. So as the second half kicks off, Leipzig came away straight on the attack, but Ricardo made a good tackle and then Pavlin just hoofed it to safety. Aitama put a corner in, Cespedes won the header and Ricardo was at the back post, but the goal was given to Cespedes straight from a corner 3 minutes after the half-time break. And let's see that in 3D. So as you can see, Aitama was on the corner, flings in Cespedes, rose like a salmon, got a free header, looped it perfectly over the goalkeeper, over the man on the back post, and Ricardo ran in there just applauding as soon as it went in. 1-0 to Maribor. It was a fantastic start to the second half, and we got an away goal as Lovric has a shot from range, which also went just wide. And in the other game, you can see Lyonnais are beating Porto 2-1. I go on as well about how it would be very interesting to see Porto win. And get if we got through and Porto got through and played each other in the final, because one of my subscribers who's viewing and comments a lot on the video, not too sure how to pronounce your name. I think it's Zhao, I think it might be. He's a Porto fan and he's very keen for me to do a series with him. But we came on the attack again. It was a very end-to-end this second half as Leipzig got the ball. Ibrahimovic brings it away, not Zlatan, obviously a region. Boscher was in shoot and Bacola made a very easy save, straight at him, good catch. Simply done. And again, as you can see, the highlights came thick and fast in this game, and it was just end to end as Cespedes got to the right side into Lovric, scoops it over the bar, and that was the last I saw of Mateo Lovric. I was not impressed with his game, and Chleld came on to replace him in that advanced playmaker role in attacking midfield. As we crack on with the game though, there's only half an hour to go and we still hold this 1-0 lead. We got another corner, but Red Bull Leipzig managed to clear it, and Buck brings it away, and he keeps moving forward, but Ricardo is there to sweep up, and he finds Coates. Coates goes up the line to Cespedes. Cespedes out to Cardos. There's a bit of space in front of him, but he couldn't find the pass, and it literally is end to end this game, as Beer into Kurama, Pavlin smuggles it out, but they get a deflection, and the shot is high and wide as Porto get an equaliser in the other game. With 25 minutes to go, Alex Carlos comes up to replace by Hamza Begovic, who is in phenomenal form this season, scoring something like 27 or 28 goals in 25 or 26 games. As we come forward, Lel finds Hamza Begovic straight away, knocks it back to Carlos. Carlos looking for Aitama but couldn't get there as Ibrahimovic launches another counter-attack for Red Bull. It's over to Boccia, acres of space, and he sticks it in at the back post. It's a simple finish, a devastating counter-attack from Red Bull Leipzig. And it was a good play from Boskert, cut inside and then dinked a wonderfully weighted pass over to Boccia, who just brought it down and tucked it past Bacola in goal to make it 1-1. Still, we were in the driving seat. We're away. We've got that away goal, and it's been a very good performance. We're doing off Ricardo, who's on a 6.1. Not impressed with his performance either. Hasby comes on to replace him, and we don't change anything. We're keeping this game going. We're playing well. We're in this game. 3 shots on target from the 7 we've had. They've had 8 shots, 4 and 4. And Cespedes cuts it back to Hamza Begovic, shoots straight at the goalkeeper in Red Bull Leipzig. Muramovic, I think his name is. I can't remember. Coates puts the ball in. Muramovic makes an easy catch. And we're still pressing for another goal. But as are Leipzig, as Samos heads it over from about 6 yards. Really should do better. And then we get one final attack in this first leg. Aitama out to Landers. Landers cross in, it's poor, and Muramovic made an easy catch. And as I said, I'd be happy with the 1-1 draw, but just you keep an eye on that bottom left of your screen and see the reaction in just a second. I've given it away, but it's in here to Carlos. Carlos is robbed by Beer. Ball forward to Fatih Boskert. Boskert is tackled, but it falls to Beer. Boscher's in again. He shoots, and it's ballooned over the bar. And I thought that was the moment as Olympique Lyonnais take a 4-2 lead over Porto, and it looks like that game could be wrapped up and over. Hleld flicks onto Hamsbergovic. We're tucking down into injury time now. Hleld pounces on a mistake to Cespedes. Cespedes runs in. He's into the box. Hamsbergovic is in space. He shoots, and it's a goal. And we get a second away goal. It's 2-1, and we're taking a lead back to Slovenia. Exactly what we needed to do. Cespedes picks Hamsbergovic out. What a touch. And then he does not miss from there. He is deadly up front. He could be one of the best signings, him and Carlos, one of the best signings that NK Maribor have ever had. And we tick down with 30 seconds to go, and Red Bull aren't lying down. They're still coming at us, and we got to hold on as Buck wins a header. Muller picks it up. The substitute who's come on, Hasby, does very well again. A sub who's come on for Ricardo. Aitama gets back there, up to Hleld. Hamsbergovic picks it up. Lopez forward. Perez does well, into Samios. And we're ticking the time down, and there it is. It was full time. We take a 2-1 lead back to Slovenia, and we'll be back for the second leg. So on to leg 2. We lined up with the same formation, 4-2-3-1. The only change, Mustafa came back in at centre midfield to replace Luis Carlos. The rest of the team stayed the same. Leipzig kept their 4-2-3-1 formation. They had made a few changes. Ibrahimovic started on the left. Jumancic came in at right back for them. I'm just discussing here about how I kept with Lovric and Cardos and kept Hleld and Hamsbergovic on the bench. And now I'm talking about their team. I am so sorry that this episode has turned out like this, because the first leg was brilliant, you saw that, and the second leg was really good as well, and we're going to go through it now and talk about everything that happened. So we'll see you at kickoff. So the game got underway, we got it underway, and we were looking to secure, starting attacking, looking to secure another goal, give us that little bit of leeway, although one goal wouldn't really change the game, but we have to see how we go. The other game finished Olympique Lyonnais 4, FC Porto 2, so FC Porto with a bit of a mountain to climb, and of course we got our 2 away goals, and we started on fire. 3 minutes in, Aitama gets a goal. Brilliant build-up play from Alex Cardos, as you see here. He beats one. He gets down towards the byline, pings it across. Defender gets a touch to take it away from Lovric, but Aitama is there. Left-footed toe poke in. 3 minutes in, 3-1 NK Maribor on aggregate. Surely we are on our way to the Europa League final, as Lovric wins the header down to Aitama. He puts Cardos in. He's into the box. Good save from Marimovic. And it's exciting just watching it back. Now, I'm really annoyed. Again, I'm going to keep apologising. I'm really annoyed about it. Please leave a like if you're enjoying the series. I know this is a bit of a cock-up with these 2 episodes here, but who knows? It's a bit of Thursday viewing for you. We'll see what happens. See what happens. Can we get to the final? Cespedes finds Mustafa to Lovric. Cardos looking for Aitama, but couldn't pick him out. And it was a good start. Again, it was similar to the first leg. End-to-end stuff. It was both teams really going for it, as Lovric looking for Aitama again and couldn't find him, but Ricardo intercepts well to Lopez. Cardos round the corner, Lovric is in, shoots. Muramovic makes another really good save, and actually these early stages we dominated them. 3 shots to their none, and all 3 of ours were on target, with Muramovic making some good saves, as Olympique Lyonnais took an early lead as well, got an away goal to make it 5-2 to them on aggregate. I'm pretty sure that's what their score was. And yeah, it's an interesting little game, as we're looking for Carlos with the long ball, but Jumancic picks it up into Fatih Bozkır, out to Ibrahimovic. This is where they got their goal from before, but Pavlin makes a fantastic tackle. Cespedes looks for Cardos clear, couldn't get there, but Mustafa gets the rebound into Aitama. Cardos is in a bit of space. Can they find him? Lovric does. Cardos is in. He doesn't miss when he's that close. There's probably exact words that I said in the bottom corner of your screen. I'm going to try really hard to not cover that up, because that is the one that shows my original emotions, and although you can't understand what I'm saying, it shows you how much this game meant to me. I was so nervous going into it, as Cardos rifles that home, and it's a fantastic goal and gives us a 2-0 lead on the day. And we're pretty much withstanding what they do. That was their first shot on the goal in the 23rd minute, and it was off target anyway, so not anything to worry about. So we've built a move up here from the back. Landers to Aitama. He's tackled, but can only find Lopez with his ball. Jumancic, as Aitama runs forward again. He keeps going forward. Finds Lopez in the middle. Lovric round the corner to Cardos. Back to Lopez, and he's tackled well by Fatih Adem. And Ibrahimovic comes forward looking for Kruama, their danger man, out to Beer on the right hand side. Jankowoski, what a save from Nicholas Bacola that was to keep it at 2-0 to NK Maribor. And our boys really want to get through to their first ever European Cup final. It would be phenomenal if that was to happen. Aitama here picked up a dead leg, not too much to worry about. He recovers from it pretty well, to be honest. Cespedes does well to bring this away into Aitama's feet. He looks to hold it up and then cut back inside into Lopez. Good ball forward to Cardos. Cardos runs in. Another top save for Mudimovic. And their keeper has an absolutely storming game in this league, in this cup tie. And it's just so exciting because as it stands at the moment, we're going through to Europa League final. If you can believe that. That is absolutely crazy. Little old NK Maribor from Slovenia going through to a possible Europa League final. As we come forward again, Cespedes into Lovric to Lopez, back to Cespedes. He panged that at him. Lopez finds Coates, gets down, crosses in, and it's headed clear very well. And Jankowski hoofs it clear, but Landers picks up into Aitama to Cardos, turns, shoots. Mudimovic with another really good save, and their goalkeeper has had 6 shots at him on his goal, and 2 of them have gone in. He's made 4 very good saves in this first half. As the time ticks down towards half time, Cardos got there into Coates, round to Lopez. Lopez back to Cardos, ball in, Aitama with the header, but it floats just wide of the post. And again, we're putting them under so much pressure. It is a very, very good performance this first half. Lovric back out to Aitama, he runs, gets all the way to the byline, flings it in. Cardos with a goal, makes it 3-0 to NK Maribor on the day. Lujkovert becoming a bit of a fortress for us in Europe, and it does look like we're marching through to the Europa League final as Cardos puts in at the near post after Aitama's good work. Even with a dead leg, he looks to be absolutely quality. And it looks like we're going to get into half-time with a 3-0 lead as Cardos is put in behind and Mudimovic makes another top save. Their goalkeeper could well be on for man of the match, even though he's conceded 3 goals in the first half. So it's unlikely he's going to get man of the match, but he's had a very good performance as Aitama gets to the byline again, looks to put a cross in, but wins a corner for NK Maribor, and that will see us through to half-time. So as we got into half-time, the Plaids were doing incredibly well in this second leg. It looks like we're pretty much secure to go through to the Europa League final, which is so annoying this has happened because I was absolutely ecstatic at this point. I was gibbering and jabbering all sorts of nonsense about how well we were playing, and it is a shame that it's happened like this. But we'll come back for any highlights in this second half. It was end to end again. They came out and attacked us, but not too much happened from now on. There is, I think, maybe 1 or 2 more goals, but we'll see how they go. Mustafa picks it up into Aitama to Landers, gets to the byline, crosses it in, Jumancic heads it clear, and Kurama's there, and it is cleared by Leipzig. So Cardos is running at the defence, shoots, another good save from Mudimovic. He is having an outstanding game, even though he's conceded 3. But it doesn't look like we should be throwing this game away. And the other game is 1-1 at the moment as well, as Fatih Bozkurt hits a free kick straight at Nicholas Bacola. So Cespedes clears a free kick and we have a chance to counter. Cardos comes forward, he beats one, he gets to the byline, puts a cross in but can't find the cutback as Lopez gets a first time shot off, and it's another good save from the Leipzig goalkeeper. Landers puts the ball back in, it's cleared. Coates gets his head to it, but that's the end of that, and we just can't get this 4th goal, even though we are cruising at the moment, as Porto get another goal and make it 2-1, which I think would make that 5-4, I think, at the moment. So a very close game out in Portugal, but we're looking to make another counter-attack. We can't get on the end of that one, and we'll be back if there's any more. So Aitama's picked the ball up, launches it forward to Cardos. We're looking to make another counter. He goes on a run, gets one-on-one. Probably could have gone a little bit further, but Mudimovic makes another top save for Leipzig as Coates puts the ball in. Cespedes can't get there, out to Pavlin. Surely it goes back to Coates. It does. Ball in and it's cleared from the Leipzig defence. And we're just still putting on the pressure, but can't get that 4th goal, which would totally wrap up the tie. Lovric has it on the edge of the area into Aitama. He's tackled well by Jumancic. Maya brings it away. Maya clears to absolutely nobody, and Ricardo has all the time in the world to pick that up, and we build from the back and see if we can get anything in this game. Lopez to Lovric. Lovric is tackled by Knorn. Knorn, who name I couldn't say throughout the whole of this episode, gives it to Doyon. Ibrahimovic is there, faces up, Korn again, looking to just put it in. Muller to Meyer. Meyer's into the box, shoots off the post, and Bacola got a fingertip to that and tipped it onto the post. And with that, we make some changes. So Aitama is still struggling a little bit with that injury, but he's on such a good rating, we might not take him off. Mateo Lavric also on a 7.8, playing very, very well. But I can't risk that injury. We're 3-0 up, so Aitama is going to be come off and replaced by Hamza Begovic. So what will happen here? Cardos goes out to the wing, Hamza Begovic goes up front, Radford comes on at right wing, and we just mix it up a little bit with that comfortable 5-1 lead on aggregate. We surely can't throw that away. As we look to make our final substitution of the game with 3 minutes to go, Luis Carlos comes on to replace Santiago Lopez, who was tiring a little bit in that second half. But Muller has a throw into Korn, to Meyer, flicked onto Fatih Bozkurt, but we get there first. Mustafa to Lovric, up to Hamza Begovic. He's running at the defence. He's tackled very well by Perez, who can give it to Meyer, and Leipzig come forward. It's a lovely ball over the top. Fatih Bozkurt's in. He's one-on-one. He dinks it past Bacola. Leipzig get their goal. No clean sheet for NK Maribor. It's 5-2 on aggregate as Porto get a man sent off in the dying embers. And Fatih Bozkurt with a lovely little finish past Bacola, to be fair to him. But it's too much. Too little, too late, in fact. I've had a terrible day for phrases. Too little, too late for Leipzig. As the time ticks down, just watch the emotion on my face. There it is. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe what we had just done. We're in the Europa League final. We've done it in our first ever major European competition final. It is an outstanding performance from the guys. I'm still smiling now and I'm watching this back. It's so annoying because if I hadn't have screwed up the microphone issue, it would have been unbelievable. It would have been if you could have just seen the original or heard the original sounds that were coming out of my mouth. I'm struggling now and I'm watching it back. But we secured our place at Villa Park to go to the final to play Olympique Lyonnais. But there we go, we're into the Europa League final. I'm really sorry again that this happened with these episodes, but a magnificent achievement. Thank you so much for watching if you stuck with this episode all the way through. And I'll see you in the next episode for the Europa League final against Olympique Lyonnais. Bring it on!